is going to get an extension. There's a part of me that would wish the Lions were in that position with the quarterback.
Let's do it.
Where I'm not quite sure he's the franchise guy.
Yeah, that's why we were in such a shitty area.
The opportunity or the chance to have a franchise guy, the unknown, instead of having the known, which I know you agree with. You don't believe Jared Goff's part of this long-term future.
I don't. I think the value of him being on this roster is he bought them some time and some flexibility to help build the roster up and wait to pounce on the right quarterback. That's why Goff is here in my mind, or at least that's why I'm hoping he's here. I don't want to see him as a long-term guy. I mean, they're paying him $30 million a year, and he is not that caliber of quarterback.
No, well, I think in the larger perspective here in this league right now is, I've been talking about this for years. We're bordering on a QB crisis. You know, a lot of the great quarterbacks are old. You know, and you still see when push comes to shove, pocket passer is still the way to go. Pro style is still the way to go. I mean, would you extend Lamar Jackson? It's tough to answer that.
And he's won an MVP. It shouldn't be tough. I think the point that I paused is telling. Right, I do think you have a crop of younger quarterbacks, but the best QBs in football this year are guys in their 30s, right? Rodgers, Brady's in his 40s. Stafford is in his 30s. He's been kind of a second-tier MVP candidate for a good chunk of the season. Yeah, I mean, your best quarterbacks are still your older quarterbacks. Now, that next crop has Mahomes and Herbert, and Murray has had at least a good start to the season, not a great finish so far. We don't have 32 good quarterbacks in this league. We probably don't have 22 really good quarterbacks in this league. So when you get one, yeah, you cherish it. You do everything you can to build around them. I don't know where people are at with Tua. I don't think he's Dak Prescott. I think the jury is still out on it. So for that reason, I don't have remorse on passing up on Tua. Now, if you start looking around and say, okay, well, what can the Lions do to find that guy? I think that's when people get remorseful because they recognize that I don't know how you're supposed to do it.
So I was watching Monday Night Countdown last night, and they talked about, Tua and his numbers, and then they also brought up that the Dolphins have bottom 5 offensive line in the league. So again, he's accomplishing this with that. He's showing an efficiency. Like you brought up an interesting name there, Kyler Murray or Tua. I think the verdict's out right now. I do.
I'm between those two?
I do. I think Murray flashes you in the highlight reel play, but from an efficiency standpoint in this league and getting the job done, I think it's debatable. Now, I think you would have to side with Murray still, but I will leave that door open that
I think that's
Murray is reckless.
Okay, Murray right now, prisoner of the moment, has not played well. But I don't even think it's close between those two. Kyler Murray is in the Pro Bowl. Kyler Murray is in the MVP consideration. Kyler Murray has the dynamicism with his feet, with his legs, and the ability to throw deep. Tua has been in the NFL, a quick release, short passer. He's Chad Pennington so far in his NFL career. Now, there's potential to be better, but I don't think they're in the same stratosphere at this point.
I think it's a tough debate, and I would agree with a large part of what you said. I do think there's a hype behind Murray a little bit that kind of blinds us to a degree because he's got the highlight reel plays. But a lot of times that's DeAndre Hopkins on the other end of that too when he doesn't have Hopkins. I mean, look at Tua. Give him a good offensive line protection. If Tua can't go deep, and that's something that he's got to develop, then you're right. It's a landslide. I think it's a more of his offensive line situation that's hurting him.
248-539-9797. Tom brings it up after Monday night last night. You see Tua cruising. Dolphins winning their 7th straight. Dolphins in a great spot to make the postseason. That's where you want the Lions to be. Is there remorse at all for the Tua pick, or is it more about just looking at the Lions situation, wanting to have that optimism, wanting to be one of those teams in the playoff hunt? Because, Tom, you've got 24 teams who are alive, either in or in the playoff hunt right now. And we'll get into how far away the Lions are from that. But I think that's, to me, more of where the conversation is.
And I want you to ponder this over the break. Would you just have taken, in hindsight, would you rather have Tua right now than what they did?
Okay. We'll give it to you when we come back. It's 97.1.
Everybody, Nick Costos here with the Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. College football national semifinal and the playoff 13.5-point favorite against Cincy. Total is 57.5, so I lean towards Alabama at the current number. My preferred play is on the total, and I want to go under. I want to play under 57.5.